Second, just figuring out this new YouTube update. How's it going, everybody? Good morning. A little bit earlier today on this beautiful Tuesday. Pulling up DraftKings as we speak. We're going to dive on in here because we don't want to waste any time. Josh Kronfeld, RotoPros. Welcome, everybody. Tuesday, March 19th. We are here to discuss the NBA slate tonight on DraftKings in particular. Without further ado, let's dive right in. At the point guard position, the Houston-Atlanta game is going to be one that a lot of people are going to attack tonight. James Harden is usually one of the top plays on the slate. His price is creeping back up to me where I don't think he's a slam dunk, especially with the value that we have tonight, with Giannis most likely missing the game. James Harden being 11K and Chris Paul and Eric Gordon all being healthy and active makes me somewhat hesitant to just slam dunk, plug him in there as the number one play of the night. So Harden being at Atlanta tonight, it's a very good matchup, very juicy. Should be a lot of points scored in this game. I do like James Harden a lot, but I will stress that Chris Paul is back, Eric Gordon's back. They're very healthy, so they don't need to rely on him as they did in the past, when they had upwards of a 40 usage rate. I wouldn't be surprised if it was smaller tonight. So Harden is good for cash. Kemba Walker, one of my favorite GPP plays of the night at the point guard position. He has a great matchup with the Sixers. He's had some of his best games of the season in this exact situation, including a 60-point performance earlier on in the year. De'Aaron Fox, I like the Sacramento-Brooklyn game tonight. The game is in Sacramento, so they'll probably be looking for a little bit of revenge because Brooklyn blew them out when they were over in Brooklyn earlier this year, and the Kings are fighting for a playoff spot. They're having a good season. And De'Aaron Fox will be a big part of that tonight. Plus matchup, D'Angelo Russell, someone who I kind of like to run that back with. Mentioned him earlier, Chris Paul. If you don't plug Harden tonight, there's nothing wrong with Chris Paul. In fact, I almost prefer that. Maybe not for cash, but you can make the argument it's a good play for GPP. Trae Young, that's who I'd be running it back with for Atlanta tonight if you're stacking that game. Plenty of GPPs have been won this year by stacking the Hawks and their competition. So some sort of Harden. We'll see how the value plays out today, but Harden and Trae Young, John Collins, those three kind of in the same lineup could be explosive this evening. Eric Bledsoe is someone you should definitely keep an eye on. The Lakers are very beaten up this year. LeBron may miss out. Who knows? They have nothing to play for, so you never know with him when he can rest. But more importantly, Giannis Antetokounmpo is questionable tonight with an ankle sprain. So if he misses out, people like Eric Bledsoe and Chris Middleton and Malcolm Brogdon, actually Brogdon may be out as well, but definitely Bledsoe will be stepping right up for extra usage in a plus matchup against the Lakers. Moving down a little bit more, we like Karis LeVert simply because of the matchup with Sacramento tonight. It's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. He seems about $500 too cheap. I like Alex Caruso, but I'm going to pay attention to whether Josh Hart misses out tonight because that'll lead for more usage and just more control of the second unit for Alex Caruso. So moving over to the shooting guard position. Oh, look, we just got some news on LeBron. Let's see what that says. I think it may say that he's sitting. So jump 1 second. LeBron ruled out. So there you go. 11:39 in the morning. We already know LeBron's out tonight. So that'll create a significant amount of usage for Kuzma. And we'll see if you want to go near that. With Giannis out too, that could still stay somewhat close for 3/4 of it, half of it. And for people like Bledsoe who are only 6K, they don't need the whole game to really pay off their salary. So LeBron being out is some interesting news, but we'll come back to that when we get to small forward positions. Small forward, power forward. Shooting guard, especially on DraftKings, a lot of the same guys we just mentioned. Harden, Curry, D'Angelo Russell, big fans of all of them. I'm not a huge fan of Curry. It's just more of a vibe than an actual statistic cash lock. Chris Middleton, him or Bledsoe, one of them, if not both of them tonight with Giannis out. It's going to be very popular plays. Lakers suck right now. They have nothing to play for. They have no coach. They're just playing basketball, like pickup ball each night. So it must be nice to play against them for opposing offenses. Jeremy Lamb and Andrew Wiggins. It looks like Teague is probably going to miss out and Derrick Rose for the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. So there will be extra usage to go around for Big Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, and Andrew Wiggins. And Jeremy Lamb is someone I like just because I like Kemba as well. So Lamb's similar, not as much upside, but also a bit of a discount too at 6,100. I don't want to dilly-daddle on the too much today. But I do like Alex Caruso, as we mentioned, especially with LeBron out too. Pat Connaughton is someone on Milwaukee that we like, with Giannis most likely missing out, some extra minutes there. DeAndre Bembry, Josh Hart, we'll see if he ends up playing. Keep an eye on him. Moving over to small forward, Giannis is out. LeBron is out. Kevin Durant's probably the top expensive play, but with all we'll see if anyone's sitting for Golden State tonight with no extra usage going around. I'm not rushing to get Durant in there. I do like Ben Simmons slightly to run it back with Kemba in a GPP format with stacking that Philly Charlotte game. I think it'll be somewhat lower owned. Now that LeBron's out, I'm a fan of Kyle Kuzma. He should have all the usage he could possibly, dream of with LeBron and Ingram and all these people out. His usage jumps significantly. So that's that. Eric Gordon is ruled in tonight, so I do like him at 5,500. I wouldn't stuff him in there with Harden, but it may be an Eric Gordon, Chris Paul. If you fade Harden, makes sense to me. Marvin Williams, I'm a fan of, I'm a fan of this Charlotte Philly game. Period. So the cheaper guys under 5K, I definitely like. When their minutes are there, of course. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but people like Pat Connaughton, DeAndre Bembry, and I actually like Landry Shamet. He's 4K. He's one of their only good young players, and he's not going to drop 50 points for you, but he's pretty safe and he gets the minutes. So you can do a lot worse at the 3. Moving over to 4, same thing. Giannis probably out, LeBron out. So Durant's one of the top plays, although we'll see who sits for them. John Collins, I like a lot. Should be a high-scoring game tonight, and he has the potential to really go for 50 with Trae Young in games at home where, Atlanta's an exciting team, and they're looking forward towards next year, but this is good practice. So I'm sure they really do still care about games like this and winning games like this, even though they're not playing for playoff position. Sabonis I like tonight. It's a plus matchup. I like Sabonis and Miles Turner both, but Turner's only center, so we'll get to him later. Kyle Kuzma with LeBron out should have a much bigger role. Mirotic should have an increased role tonight with Giannis most likely out. Marvin Williams we've already discussed. Frank Kaminsky should be in play tonight. I like Marvin Bagley and Harry Giles together. I think they play really well on the bench. I prefer Harry Giles for the major discount, 1,400. Even with Bagley back, I don't think he's gonna. I think that's their bench to run. That doesn't concern me that Marvin's back. I don't expect Giles to go for 50 points. No, of course not. But he's 4K. He's got a great matchup against the Nets. I like him significantly more than Bagley tonight, but I don't mind both of them. And then moving over to 5, last but not least, we'll go over the center for today, and then you guys can be on your way and not have to worry about me anymore. But Karl Towns is probably one of the top plays of the night. I mentioned him in my article today. He's gone for 20 points and 10 rebounds, usually more than that, but 20 and 10 at least in 9 of his last 10 games, which is pretty damn impressive. And then you factor in the fact that Teague and Rose are out tonight. They're going to need to rely on him. He's my top play by far. Even crazier against the Warriors. It's a big game. The champs are in town. You're going to need to score a lot of points. John Collins, we mentioned. Miles Turner, I like a lot. He's coming off his best game of the season last night. Broke out of a shooting slump a little bit, going 9 for 17 from the field, 8 for 10 from the free throw line. And then a plus matchup with the Clippers tonight. We'll see. He played 32 minutes too, so he's getting the minutes. Boban is someone that's jumping off the charts today. I have to confirm injuries, but it must mean that either Embiid or all the bench big men are out or something for him to be this high. So look for Boban to most likely start tonight, and he'll be one of the more popular cash plays. Sabonis, we already discussed. Jared Allen, I'm a fan of too. He's a nice guy to run it back with if you don't want to go up to 7K D'Angelo, or you're worried Russell may lose out on the production to Dinwiddie. Jared Allen's a good way to kind of stack that Sacramento game and run someone back on Brooklyn, who is going to get the minutes and be a part of that team and has a defined role. Nikola Mirotic, again, we discussed him. Frank Kaminsky, we've already discussed. Harry Giles, we've discussed. Ed Davis is another guy I like in there for value. Bogut, I'm not crazy about him, but he's bare minimum. So let's see if Cousins misses the game tonight or anything like that. If Bogut's starting again for some reason, which I don't anticipate, but if he does, then he's definitely in play at 3K. Okay, thank you guys. We'll be back later in the chat. My article's posted on the website, RotoPros.com. We have a free week trial right now. Sign up. We're getting pretty excited for baseball season. We have a March Madness bracket that we're giving away a free month membership on. So pop in, and looking forward to see you guys in the chat. Thank you and have a great day.